Monopoly is a 2 to 8 player board game where players buy properties and try to get the other players to go bankrupt. To start the game, choose one player to be the banker. The banker is responsible for changing out money, collecting bank fees, and distributing money for passing go. The banker gives $1,500 to each player that's made up of two $500, two $100, two $50, six $20, five $10, five $5, and five $1. Place the chance and community chess cards face down on their spots in the middle of the board. Then, each player selects a token and places it on the go space. Each player rolls a pair of dice, and the player with the highest roll goes first. On a player's turn, they roll the dice and move their token that number of spaces. If the player lands on a utility, property, or railroad, they may purchase the deed from the bank and collect the card for that property. If they land on a chance or community chess space, they draw a card from the corresponding pile and follow the instructions on the card. If a player can't afford or doesn't want a property, utility, or railroad, the property goes up for auction. During an auction, each player can bid to buy the property. Whoever bids the highest amount wins and gets the property. If a player lands on a property, utility, or railroad that's already owned by another player, they owe that player the rent price listed on the deed. Players can increase the rent owed on their properties by owning a complete set of one color, called a monopoly, and buying houses and hotels on those properties. Whenever a player passes go, they collect $200 from the bank. Once a player is done with their turn, the player to their left goes next. If a player rolls doubles, they roll again after their first turn is over. If a player rolls 3 doubles in a row, they go directly to the jail space on the board. Players may also be sent to jail by chance or community chess cards, or by landing on the go to jail space on the board. If a player ends up in jail, they can either pay $50 to get out at the beginning of their next turn, or they can try rolling doubles on their next turn to get out for free. If they don't get doubles, they have to wait until their next turn to try again. If 3 turns go by and they still don't get doubles, that player pays $50 and leaves jail. Players are allowed to trade properties with other players during their turn to try to build monopolies. If a player can't afford to buy a property or pay another player rent, they can mortgage their properties and collect the mortgage value from the bank. Players don't collect rent on mortgaged properties. If a player runs out of money at any point in the game, they lose. If they ran out of money by landing on another player's space, all of their property and remaining money goes to that player. The game continues until only one person is left in the game and wins.